Assalamu alaikum and hello everyone. Hope everyone doing well during this unexpected pandemic. My name is Jandali and I'm the Information Security Director at Arabella Communications and I will be your moderator for today. We are gathered here at our cybersecurity network agency, Arabella Communications, to discuss a very important and serious topic that discuss on how sharing information and especially private information is risky and dangerous. Without further ado, let's welcome our respected guests and my colleagues from Arabella Communications. Our first guest is Nadia Afnaan, who is a data analyst and she has been working for quite some time at Arabella Communications. Our second guest is Abbas Souleyman, who is the lead data analyst at Arabella Communications, and he has more than a decade of working experience in this field. Finally, our last respected guest is Noor Afika, who's also a data analyst. Before we start our discussion, let's watch this video to know more about our topic.
Illinois.
Welcome to the digital age. In today's connected world, we're living much of our lives online. As a result, companies everywhere are creating large storehouses of data on all of us. The most obvious information being collected is social media data. Everything you post publicly, and in some cases, privately, is being stored and analyzed. But it's not just social media. There is now a digital record of everything you buy, everything you watch, where you go and what happens at your house. Even your physical characteristics are tracked and stored. All of this data is being used to create profiles of us. Using unique algorithms, they are able to cater marketing strategies directly to you. Some groups are even profiling your personality to specially adapt their interaction with you. The aggregation and storage of this data is becoming one of the most profitable enterprises on the planet. Everything you post, tweet about, like, and more is being collected. Even the location from where you post can be gathered and can be tracked in real time, putting you at risk. Even after social media accounts are deleted, personal information can still be collected through a variety of means. After all is said and done, it's important to know what is being done with your data and to make informed decisions on what you post. You don't have to stop tweeting. You don't have to abandon social media. Just ask yourself these questions before you post. Am I okay with this existing forever? Am I okay with this being read by anyone? Am I okay with this being used to profile who I am? If so, post away. Enjoy social media responsibly. For more information, please visit go.illinois.edu/smprivacy.
Let's start with our first speaker, Nadia Afnaan. Hi Nadia, and hope you are doing well. Can you explain and tell us why sharing private information is very risky, especially now?
Thank you very much, Maya, for the warm welcome. Today we're here to talk about a very sensitive topic in this day and age. We're here to talk about information disclosure and the type of repercussions that it has. In the wise words of Bob Dylan, after a while, we learned that privacy is something that can easily be sold, but it's almost impossible to get back. Privacy in this new electronic age is becoming a very big problem. It is slowly but surely diminishing, and social media acts as a smoking gun. Now more than ever, we can see the type of repercussions and the type of effects that it has on social media user. But before that, what is private information? Private information is information that a social media user wishes to keep private and away from public viewing. They can reveal details of their lives, which can later tarnish their image and ruin their brand. We are fully against communicating private information on social media, as we have seen first-hand effects of it on our colleagues, for example, and even our loyal customers. We have seen the type of effects that it has, and we can tell you for a fact that the internet never forgets, and it's here forever. But before that, we need to realize what are some of the reasons that have led us to us taking this stance. So the first thing is, our goal is to persuade people and convince people that identity scam on social media is real, and it can happen due to sharing too much information online. So how can this be able to happen, you may ask? So this can lead to a person being impersonated. For example, a business page can be impersonated by a different person, and can lead to people being scammed. Millions and millions and millions of dollars have been scammed off of Wall Street, for example, due to this small reasons. And these hackers or scammers use the very, very simple tactics that one can easily overlook. So for example, the scammers use closely mimicked emails, or they use same business logos. For example, they use a company's website, and they usually make small tweaks and small things just to remove. For example, they can remove a letter. For example, let's say it's prettylittlething.com. They can remove one T, they can remove an I, they can remove simple things you cannot notice, and this is how people get scammed. It has happened multiple of times, and people, you never notice when it's happening, but at the time that it's happening, it's exactly where they want you to be. So one can easily be trapped. And we have seen so many times on very famous very popular TV shows, like for example The Catfish, where thousands of people are catfished all over the world. They're scammed off of money, property. Sometimes it's crazy to see, but the thing is, it happens, and it's real, and it's all because of sharing private information on social media. You never know the kind of effect that it has until when you are the victim, and you fall victim to such accounts. So we are fully against sharing private information online. This is the first reason. Thank you, Maya, for the warm welcome. Let's go into our second reason.
Thank you so much, Nadia. It was very useful information that we really have to keep it in our minds before we share any private information. So now let's move to our second speaker, our lead data analyst, Brother Abbas Souleyman. The mic is yours.
Thank you very much, Maya, for giving me an opportunity to share with you my experience regarding this very important topic, sharing privacy via social media. So I want to persuade and convince people that sharing private information via social media leads to cyberbullying and cyber harassment. Cyber criminals can use everything they know about you to trick and harm you. Knowing your private information just make it much easier for them. So the wide obtainable information through the web, whether it be personal or public, could be seen to be used negatively and promote stalking, cyber harassment, and cyberbullying, as well as other unwanted activities. Nowadays, users on social media especially are more open with personal information, and the search engines provide on social network sites would display people's address, age, and other personal information. We see that all the time in social media. So it would go as far, here's the dangerous part, it would go as far as the ability to acquire more personal information. Different types of spyware are being used by stalkers, as technology keep advancing in this area. Manipulation of identity and the ability to stay anonymous would deal harm to a victim of cyberbullying. So what I want to say is that sharing your private information such as address, age, place of study, number of siblings, and personal stuff could be seen as simply fulfilling the description of oneself, like you are describing yourself, like you are in job interview. But the information given could be used for negative things if it's given to the wrong people, right? So I will provide you with some example that when people share their personal information, the cyber criminals can get them and hurt them. Facebook would always have a pop-up asking to fill your personal information in your profile, and that would in a way, for people who likes to be organized, to be agitated, to fill in their personal information, this would do harm for them, as they would simply pointing their own fingers to themselves for the cyber criminals to see, and based on this information that giving to the cyber criminals, the cyber criminals can use this information against them. They can hurt them, they can bully them, they can threat them. Another example is online relationship. Sometimes young people start intimate relationship with strangers online, and they start chatting with each other, sharing personal information, telling them about their private stuff, and later on these people will turn and use this information that giving to them against these people. So you don't have to reveal actually your personal information with strangers. Another story or example, it's very attached, it's very emotional, it's very heartbroken story, is the story of Jolia. Maybe you have heard about this story. Jolia is just 14-year-old who took her own life due to cyberbullying. Jolia's story with cyberbullying started when she spoke to a friend about her sexuality, and the friend went on to tell everybody, and then the problem developed until it reached to social media, and then Jolia went through a very hard time. She developed a mental health problem until she took her own life. She committed suicide due to cyberbullying. You see, so it cannot be denied that the perpetrator is always at fault, but users of social media should be aware of a perpetrator and the impact that can occur. Those people should be very careful with sharing their personal information. You don't have to reveal actually your personal details to unknown people through online or social media. You really don't have. So we need to be careful, as we sometimes unknowingly share our personal details with others. And remember that if you post something online, you cannot delete it, you cannot hide it forever. Other people can save it in their device. I think that's all for me. Thank you very much.
Thank you so much, Brother Abbas. It's really important to know that sharing private information can lead to cyber harassment, which is very sensitive and many people are facing nowadays. Thank you so much. Now we move to our last speaker, Nur Afika, who will be also explaining why sharing private information is risky. The mic is yours.
Thank you, Sister Maya. Okay, so as we all know, nowadays social media is a trending phenomenon. People use it for communicating, sharing information, business trading, and so on. Even me myself use social media to share any information that I want to the communities. However, sharing information in social media has a bad side to it. Hence, I want to convince people that defamation of character could occur to damage a person's reputation due to lack of privacy. If you noticed, whenever we want to create our own account on any social media platform, there will be a page where we need to fill in our personal information, right? So even though that there is a notification saying that all of our personal information is secured, there is someone out there that knows how to hack our account and could access to our personal information. This is so dangerous because our personal information is important, and if our personal information has been leaked, the hackers will have an access to our bank information, telephone number, home address, and so on. This is why a scammer exists and cyberbullying occurred, as mentioned by Sister Nadia and Brother Abbas just now. But also, it has become easier for users to share false information about other users as well. We all might be exposed to inappropriate online contents such as pornography or any legal issues. However, there are also defamatory elements that we might be unaware of. Therefore, I am here to explain to you on what is defamation and why is it important for us to know and understand defamation, and also how it could harm us as users. So, defamation of character occurs when someone makes a false and harmful statement about you. There is actually an act on defamation in Malaysia called Defamation Act 1957. This is an act relating to the law of libel and slander and other malicious falsehood. For now, we need to understand the terms libel and slander. So, libel is a defamatory statement made in writing or posted online, while slander is a spoken defamation. The issue arises when a statement is published which the third party must have heard or read it, must be false statement, and it must result in harm, which usually to the subject's reputation. For example, since we can get an easy access to the social media such as Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, and so on, we could also easily access to any informations and share those informations without any fact checking. Another example of how defamation could occur online is through Facebook. For example, a user updates his status about a negative employment incident, which the incident is untrue, then his status are seen by other users and they likes, comments, and share this status. This could affect the company's reputations. Also, when it comes to editing softwares such as Photoshop, people could get your photo which you are posted on social media and they can edit the photo to make it controversial and then could viral it through social media. Modified photos that scandalize persons or businesses are clear defamation violation and are quite popular on social media. It is common for modified photos or videos to go viral. The less obvious and absurd the modification, the more likely it is that a court will find it defamatory. Therefore, this could also affect your reputation as a social media user. Hence, you cannot have your own privacy in social media. So, I believe that defamation of character could occur to damage a person's reputation due to the lack of privacy. I think that is all from me for today. I'll pass the floor to Sister Maya. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Afika. It was a very good reason, and I totally agree with you. And we really have to bear in mind, and we also have to think of the risk before we share anything on social media. To conclude, sharing private information on social media is risky and dangerous. As my respected guest explained the reasons, which are identity theft and scam, cyber harassment, and lastly, damaging people's reputations. For that, sharing private information is risky and we have to be aware of it. As Roger Dingledine said, if you care about your privacy online, you need to actively protect it. That's all from us. Thank you so much.